going to call it. Exercise, exercise, exercise. TRU emergency exercise begins now. Send out the message.
The call about a suspicious gold-colored SUV and its 3 occupants approaching the clock tower at Thompson Rivers University officially started one of the largest joint operation emergency response training exercises seen in British Columbia.
Campuses and other public institutions have been the site of increasing emergency situations over the past number of years. We hope this never happens at TRU, but preparing for that possibility is part of our overall purpose to ensure a safe place to work and learn.
Marked and unmarked police cars converged at the scene, and officers dressed in full tactical gear responded as they learned that shots had been fired in the occupied Alumni Theatre. As the scenario unfolded, RCMP responders learned that 230 TRU staff, faculty and students in various roles, including injured victims, people in lockdown rooms, hostages, and evacuees who had volunteered to participate in the event required evacuation from the building. Outside, behind the police tape, local media watched as the eerily real mock emergency unfolded. 8.5 hours later, the last actor, TRU President Alan Shaver, was safe, and the campus was again secure. The scenario was designed to test TRU's and the various participating agencies' ability to respond and effectively communicate with each other.
This scenario allowed us to activate our Emergency Operations Center, or EOC, and it allowed us to see how our EOC fit in with the larger response partner scenario, and allowed us to practice our responses here at the university in what would be the worst imaginable case.
The emergency communications team also had to activate TRU alerts and other emergency notification channels. The TRU EOC also made note of the clear communications to section chiefs and the efficiency with which each area had carried out its responsibilities.
So the team here at TRU passed with flying colors from my perspective. It was very impressive considering it was the first time they were simulating a pretty significant emergency response on campus.
We were looking specifically at our immediate action rapid deployment, or IARD response, which is our immediate action response for active shooter situations, our rescue and recovery effectiveness, and how our command and control structure worked in that environment. We were very pleased with the overall outcome. This exercise provided an opportunity to test the emergency plans, response plans, and work with our community stakeholder partners to enhance our response and community safety.
Along with Kamloops Fire and Rescue, agencies participating included the City of Kamloops, Interior Health with Royal Inland Hospital, BC Emergency Health Services, and Emergency Management BC. An evaluation by each agency and the observers followed the exercise and has been shared and reviewed during subsequent debriefs. There were some shortcomings identified strictly due to the limitations of a scenario setting.
Everyone really embraced this exercise and took it very seriously. People were happy for the opportunity to practice in a real-life scenario, which is something that most of our response agency partners don't get to do. And it allowed people the opportunity to see what it's like to have to be in a very stressful situation and make quick, thought-out decisions, which is exactly what would be required in a real emergency.
Safety and emergency management, risk management, advancement, as well as marketing and communications will use the lessons learned to evaluate and improve TRU's current comprehensive emergency response plan and further inform the crisis communications plans.
So this simulation is the culmination of 4 years of work that's dedicated to make our campus safe for everybody who comes to TRU. There's been a tremendous investment in researching, in training, and this simulation is just the culmination of that. That commitment has been more than matched by the commitment of local first responders. The level of training that our first responders get is very, very impressive, and I want to thank them.
You'd never be able to get to actually practice the stuff that the police got to practice in something like this. You don't get this anywhere else.